We're humans. We make mistakes. My new roommate, Desdemona, didn't know my history, so I shouldn't blame her for leaving a hot pan in the sink. So, as she goggled at me, I needed to stifle my tears. I needed to. Lychee! Stepping into a pair of athletic boots, strapping on a white backpack, I was ready to go to the school with a blister on my hand and tear marks on my cheeks. However, Desdemona fured at my smile and droopy eyes, slouching on the little bench where we put on our shoes. What is it? I'm okay. Should I reveal my teeth? Yes, I grinned, tensing my facial muscles. The rumor that your parents... She scowled away, and my pupils dilated. I'm sorry, I tried to overlook the rumors, but we are humans. We have to move on, okay? All this looking back thing, all this being in the past, all this not being able to fix what was broken, will go insane. But I saw little dwarfs maneuvering on her shoulders, her lap. Let me help you, okay? Please don't hide anything from me. Dwarves in pink pointed caps and orange boots, blowing flutes, knocked on snare drums, and tap danced on Desdemona's body. The concert ended with Desdemona's slightly stiff smile. Okay. My cheek muscles loosened, my lower eyelids curved upward. Finally, Desdemona permitted her little dwarfs to embrace me. The slope up to our school was a little breathtaking, their chit-chats, hand-holding, asinine races to the school, contagious hunches. All humans ascended and descended. Unrehearsed, beautiful. A lower schoolgirl on headphones crashed into my shanks, tumbling backward, with her butt bumping to the coarse stone hill. She opened her squeezed emoji eyes and witnessed Desdemona's towering physique. Petrified into the blue-headed emoji. I patted her head and took her hand, gently helping her stand. She smiled at me. Red and blue music notes radiated out of her headphones. So, what do you think? Hiking this weekend? Yes, I'll go with you. Hiking? That sounds fun. So stop looking at me with a frown, Desdemona. Ederica. I would not condone cheating on the other half, but she was extraordinarily beautiful. Her eyes were large, yet sharp like almonds, tipped nose alluring like the cherry on a sundae, that symmetrical visage, chiseled jawline, silky chocolate brunette, lifted brows. I'm so jealous. If only I were a male, I would go rogue on her. A clink of lighter in her hand, a bristling stray cat hissed at me. And Ederica patted my shoulder, perfuming my smiley face with tobacco. In biology class, I winced as I rummaged out the thick textbook. In literary class, I quivered and thanked God for my back row corner seat. In psychology class, I confidently raised my hand. I didn't enjoy psychology. On the contrary, I hated it. Stop observing people's trauma and mental disorders. But, if I may help him, a boy called Andrew, who didn't show up in school today, might have borderline personality disorder. He couldn't share opinions. He locked his emotions inward. He could react but never act proactively. However, only our psychology professor had made guesses about him, as Andrew was a little intimidated by psychologists or psychiatrists. But I wanted to see him. Andrew was waiting for me at the school gate. Turned out he just overslept this morning. He howled vigorously. Although I didn't know why Desdemona called him a duck, which he smirked maliciously at, I thought he would be the male equivalent of Snow White. The birds would announce his arrival. The deer would carry his bag. Rabbits, chipmunks, all those fluffy balls would share his innocence, playing tag, humming children's rhymes. Good morning. His voice was tender too. Good morning. Desdemona rubbed his head, Well, she instantly froze, round-eyed. He wasn't short, but Desdemona's height was unfair, and she enjoyed paralyzing her little duck with fear. I wish the three of us could. Hey, Lychee. Ederica arrived, nibbling on a cigarette with her hands in her tight jeans pockets. So tight. Go show your plump ass somewhere else. Desdemona hated you too, and Andrew didn't even bother to find out who you are. Can you tell Carl something for me? Fine, I would help this disgusting slut, but I wouldn't want to show the process, so let me do a quick transition with ... I wish the three of us can stay like this forever. Andrew, Desdemona, and I. Desdemona updated Andrew on what we learned in the morning and questioned a literary assignment. Andrew taught patiently, donning a Tudor bonnet with a peacock feather. So smart, so charming, so profound. He should time travel back to the Elizabethan era to murder some poets. Eh? What happened to your hand? You finally noticed. This? I accidentally touched the hot skillet. Silly of me, eh? I simpered, my stupid tongue sticking out. Ha 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 ha. A box of matches was in my hand. I looked down, pop-eyed. I looked up. A head, burnt into char, looked at me. Andrew gently unfolded my blistered hand. The cold sweat streamed down my back as I tried to regulate my ragged gasps. And then, it was a peck on my hand. A peck on my wounded hand. Desdemona was behind me, but we both raised our heads, witnessing the squint and bitten bottom lid of Andrew. Like funneling an injured dove, he pecked my hand again. Desdemona's hands vibrated on my shoulder. Her mouth widened like a zero as she wobbled between Andrew and me. Then, the zero slowly curved up. You too, huh? Her reaction alerted Andrew, who flusteringly flung off my hand. I'm sorry, I didn't know what... He turned into a metal box and clanked to the floor. My face heated, unblinking, trembling as Desdemona made gossipy noises. Shut up, Desdemona. Alright, stay composed. Make sure to not stutter, okay? It's alright. I hate heat. My face is so hot. Hey, Lychee. In a good mood, huh? What's the good news, Lychee? It's a secret. I grinned at those who never gave a damn about me, walking down a slope of tulips and daisies. My hips swung. The momentum dangled my delicate, lengthy fingers, indulgently closed eyes, uncontrollable smile. My Cinderella dress swayed as the little glass slippers tiptoed. An orphan like me, did Andrew really confess his love to me? No, not yet. What if he simply acted caring without romantic intention? But I love him. The little sparrow landed on my graceful palm, flapping its jolly wings. The mother who carried a paper bag of freshly baked bread rejoiced. Suited man's breezy eyes gravitated to my dance, placing down his luggage to savor the delight. The world, la la la. Tell me that I have all the time to make Andrew mine. Tell me that someone will love me. A child corpse shrieked and darted its hand toward my face. The classmates eyed sidelong. The mother pulled her daughter away. The suited man thudded loudly after jolting to my shriek, leaving an insult and speeding away. I hugged my head in between the hectic after-school hour. Lychee! Desdemona hurried down to me, with that grey hand covering half her face, but with a fanning motion, she swatted away the hand like it was a mere mosquito. How does she deal with her trauma? I followed behind her. The slope was irritating. Passing by us were nothing but green blurs. I hated hiking. Humanoid spiders crawled out of the caves and cocooned me with their web. My breath was shortened. I was suffocating. Help! No, We're humans, we're humans. I was living in an average world. We're humans. I bumped my head with my fist. Bunk, 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 bunk. Hey, what are you doing? Desdemona caught my wrist. Nothing. I regret not participating in more outdoor activities. This is amazing. The hell are you looking at? Don't frown at me like I'm a drowning puppy. You don't know me. Our psychology professor doesn't know me. Sure, I was seeking love because my parents died in the fire, but I wasn't desperate. I knew Edrica used me to block arrows. I knew Andrew was the only person who liked me because he had issues too. But I knew the balance in those relationships. Desdemona, you, however, should kill yourself with your life goes on bullshit, because that's not how life works. Below me, a crunch of rubble broke my train of thoughts. The wisp of yellow dust was swirled and guided by the wind fairies. I chased, without wings, climbed a tiny boulder, and Desdemona reached out her hand. Desdemona is my best friend. Like a prince helping the princess ascend a horse, I ascended to the mountain peak. And the doves flew over the melons of the white castle. Quivering behind the battlement, armored knights with bows told me to ease up and take a look above. The sun ignited the clouds, and with the gentle sway of the Mother Earth, the flaming sea rippled. Hiking is the best. This was the scenery that replaced the past that once haunted me. Desdemona lit a cigarette, and I didn't flinch. May I know what happened to you? Not really. I moved it out of my memory. Life goes on no matter what happened. Wait. You forgot? Don't lose yourself, okay? If you dislike Edrica. What the fuck? I punched Edrica in the nose. She slapped back, her pinky grazing my eye. Desdemona wasn't in school, but I took her advice. Teachers caught my arms, pulling my split-faced grin away from Edrica. As if the accumulated tears collapsed the dam, as if my muscles stretched after leaving the sickbed after a month. I chortled and gifted Edrica's disgusting, weeping face one last kick. The psychology professor sandwiched my face, shouting, rebuking, approaching her face to my punching distance. But the two security guards pinned my hands. Cerberus barked, the hound of hell. God, imprint the starry night on my sight, so their faces and the tree crowns would swirl, so that I have a reason to kill them. Mr. Swirl is a serial killer known for child sexual abuse. I was glad I set the fire. Between the swirling men, a boy's eye, as clear as Atlantic eyes, watched coldly at me. Did he even like me? Why that icy glare toward an innocent girl like me? Edrica's blood was beside my lips. Edrica's nasal bridge broke. The deities wouldn't forgive any sinners, huh? If I already knew these. As the psychology professor hauled me to the guidance office, Andrew traversed through the swirl-headed bystanders. If I already knew these, why would I cry again? And Andrew caught my hand. Good luck. I can understand your mood swing. Some idiots burnt sandalwood incense. In the licorice candy house, the professors scrutinized the doll puppeteered by their child corpse. The strings were my ripped-out tendons, raising my arms like Lucifer's wings. Sorry. My eyes squinted so meekly because of the needing stitches. That's why I encouraged you to stay with Desdemona. What? You need to open up with those who have survived or are surviving through traumas. That is where you find a safe, supportive Desdemona. She has no trauma. Red sprites penetrated through the cathedral glass, but I withdrew as I was shocked by the professor's shock. What do you mean she has no trauma? Did you ask her and she lied? She said she doesn't remember. The professor rubbed her face up and down, speechlessly with her palms. How about Andrew? He's, not really willing to talk. It's a symptom of borderline personality disorder, right? So he doesn't have borderline personality. What? You told me to study borderline personality. After learning about my situation, Desdemona fearlessly stumped to the school. I stared out my human room and saw a pelican carrying my mother's goggling head in a receiving blanket. Andrew was still in the school when I left. Our eyes met, yet he didn't walk to me. Snow White's furless birds hovered in the kitchen, splashing bottles of oil. The eye-bleeding rabbits and squirrels spun the burner knob, releasing gas. My left hand held a match. My right hand held the striker. A zombie deer barged into my room, ridden by a charred corpse. We're humans. I just wanted to be loved. We make mistakes. Desdemona returned, limping to the kitchen and grabbing a beer. Then she knocked on my door. Hearing no response, she peeked in and saw my smile as I held a match in the matchbox, wrapping myself in a blanket. I placed the tools aside. She passed me the beer and went to grab another. I permitted her to sit on my bed, sharing half of my blanket to cover her wounded leg. Yes, I started the fight with Edrica. I am a hypocrite, so don't get too close or you'll get burned. You hurt me? No, you didn't. I was just an idiot. I licked the beer, grimacing like a witch who cooks children. Desdemona took away the poison and gave me my elixir, warm milk. Such a caring girl's brother died from a heart stroke the day after he said happy birthday to her. She opened her heart to me, yet I couldn't expose my doing. Still, the psychology professor was right. She smiled, with a grey hand grasping her face. I smiled, half of my body burning, half my face behind a yellow smiley mask. We spoke until dawn about our love and mistakes. I admitted that I had feelings for Andrew. As for Andrew, we waved at him, and he returned the gesture as if my class suspension had been a trip to Oz. Like that, the three young Inhumans stepped into the school. In fact, the psychology professor never paid much attention to Andrew. All of that was just my imagination, and she suggested that I control my brain first. Hence, with tears pooling, I waved goodbye to the princesses and animals as they told me to fight on and hopped on a pirate ship. As for Edrica, I kept her face swelling. I agreed to attend the professor's consultation as long as she assists Andrew. She claimed that I must participate in his treatment, since treating another was efficient in treating oneself. You've been so kind to me, but I wish you could speak to me more often. And Andrew stopped speaking ever since. Well, what did I do? Chill out, this is actually interesting. The professor smirked as Desdemona and I stared dumbfoundedly. The only reason is that he has romantic feelings for you. What? Desdemona promptly grabbed my wrist to find Andrew. At first, my flushing strawberry face could sear a steak. Then, a heft crashed into my spine, slowing my step as Desdemona cantered away. I looked back. There was nothing. I started chasing. A rope coiled around my neck and flung me backward. A Saint Cross, as big as an orc, shaped into my designated gallows. I was strangled, naked, in the goblin nest. A goblin licked my foot. A goblin pinned my arm as another chopped it off. With my limbs dissected, a stake pierced through my genital area to my mouth. Dad, please, stop. I wasn't at fault. They deserved to die. I may have harmed one or two innocent, but But to what extent should I compromise? To what extent could I be forgiven? I quivered as I unfolded my head, and the metal box bounced to my feet. Desdemona arched her brow, sneered, and commenced her leave. The metal box before me also began tumbling away. Andrew, wait! I caught the back of his shirt. You're a shy altruist. What was I doing? I want to be loved. We're all humans. We make mistakes. I want to know you. I want you to know me. I want us to embrace each other. But for people like us, we aren't that simple. I want us to be better. My throat closed up, my back arched. With my palms firmly clasped on Andrew's shoulder, I saw my teardrops breaking into tiny spheres on the clean floor. Like a crystal, like a glass marble, Andrew lifted my chin. Thank you for telling me these. My face was dry. I was standing upright. He gave my cheek a peck. That's cute. I returned the peck. At the end of the day, a dog dragged a coffin up the slope, when it saw a girl who was half in flame, half in a smiley mask. Its face enlightened. Its steps quickened. The flame warmed it. Its fur consoled her. A girl stood from afar with a grey hand covering her mouth, nose, and right eye, as the left side of her body drooped and was paralyzed. No matter what life throws at them, for now, they have each other to stagger forward.